Many people ask me, Brendan, how did you grow your following from 0 to 1,000 subscribers in the first couple of days of you starting the YouTube channel? And that's exactly what we're covering today. The art of getting to it. No, I'm just kidding. But what we're actually doing in this week's episode of MasterTalk is discovering how to build great reputation. Hi everyone, Brendan here on your go-to channel to mastering your talk. And we're going to be talking about the importance of reputation and how to build yours. So let's get into it. The fastest way to build a reputation is to look within. Who are you? What are your values? What do you care about? And the other piece is, are you communicating those values openly and freely with the world? Take a brand like a Nike. When you think about Nike, you know exactly who they are, what they stand for, and what they care about. And I'll give you a quick example. Nike is for those who are great, those who want to get to that next level. And being great doesn't mean being an Olympian, doesn't mean being an all-American athlete and winning all these world championships. Being great is the first step that you take as a toddler. It's the first run that you go on that you didn't want to do. It's your consistency and how you run every single day, regardless of the temperature, whether it's sunny, whether it's raining, whether there's a bunch of sand on the streets for some reason. Nike is for those who want to be great. Notice how clear that is. When we compare Nike to other brands in shoe and footwear, it's not as clear. Like, what do they actually stand for? I believe that reputation is built in the exact same way. People don't tell you who you are. You have to tell them who you want to be, how you want to stand for, who your values, and who the people that you want to surround yourself with. That is what reputation is. So the fastest way to build it is to first figure out who you are, so then you can communicate who you are to everyone else around you. So that when people describe you, they go, oh, that's what Brendan stands for. That's what Danny stands for. That's what Laura stands for. And that is the secret as we jump into this video. And that is why number one is find your core essence and bring it out as quickly as possible in conversations. So now you have an understanding of who you are, right? You're like, okay, how do I figure out these core values? And then when I figure that out, how do I communicate that to people to build reputation? The way that you start is by asking people around you what they actually think about you. It's not a very easy conversation, trust me, but it's through those conversations that you'll start to understand, okay, I am someone who does this. I am someone who stands for this. In the same way Nike's culture is built on competition and striving for greatness, other people's cultures, like Amazon, is built on being scrappy, lowering prices, delivering phenomenal customer experiences to the people that they serve. So for personal brands, for individual people, it's the same thing. So for me, my reputation is built on optimizing other people's human potential. It's about, if I'm in a position to serve this person, I'm going to make sure I do that, which is why I started the YouTube channel to help as many people as possible with communication. So for you, as you figure out your core values, the next step is to say, okay, am I living up to those values on a day-to-day basis? Because if you just talk about your values all the time, but you don't actually drive action towards them through the ways that you are, through the way and the things that you do and the actions you take, you won't be able to build reputation really quickly. So what happened in university is I would help a lot of these students with their communication. So when my YouTube channel started, it grew really, really quickly because I built all of that reputation through the actions I took and not just the words that I said. So for you, it's the same thing. Who do you want to serve? What do you care about? And how do you link your values with the people you care about so that you can achieve the outcome you want, which is building a greater reputation and authority for the dreams you have in your life and the ideas you want to share. So remember, outcome is equal to values. Values allows you to develop that outcome, and then through that development comes a great reputation. So go and develop one. Number two, Rinse and repeat until your reputation supersedes you. There's a great quote from the show Suits where Harvey Specter, the main character of the show, says, "Work so hard that you don't even have to introduce yourself anymore." And I think what Harvey's saying here, regardless of how much you actually want to put into this, is the more that you repeat your values and who you are and the actions that you take, the faster your reputation spreads across the world and to everyone else around you. That's why you want to get super crystal clear about who you are, who you want to serve, and how you want to help the world. Because the more you repeat it, the more successful you become. And that piece is really important. If you know all of these things, but you're not willing to repeat the same story hundreds of times, you won't be able to build reputation really quickly. And that's why brands like Nike do so well, because they repeat the same story about greatness through 100 different angles. Through Super Bowl commercials, through the ads that you see in a subway, through the clothes that you see other people wear of the brand. It's through those different prisms of looking at that same story that people go, oh, that's what Nike stands for. Oh, that's what Apple stands for. Oh, that's what these athletes and other individuals like Michael Jordan stand for. It's very clear. You know who they are, you know who they're for, but you also know who they're not for. And it's through that constant repetition, that constant rinse and repeating, where you're communicating the same thing over and over and over again, that you're able to build reputation and have a solid, unique value proposition. When people look at you and go, oh yeah, I know what that person stands for. And finally, number 3, make sure that you're not building a bad reputation in the process of trying to build a good one. A good way of summarizing our thoughts today is the following. Reputation is not what people say when you're in the room. It is what people say when you're not in the room. What are the conversations that take place about who you are, what you achieved, or how you treat other people? That is what reputation is. And I think the biggest mistake most people make is they think it's the latter. They think it's, oh, if I just talk to everyone for 5 minutes, I'll build amazing reputation. That's not true at all. It's how are you showing up for those people, and are your actions aligned with who you say you are? So there's so many examples. I've met countless individuals who talk to me, who talk to other people for like 5 minutes. They don't remember our names, but they say they care a lot about making a difference. They say this, but then they mean something else. So sure, in those conversations that are a part of, we might say, oh yeah, this person's amazing. But in the conversations where that person is not there, the person is somewhere else, are we saying good things about them? That's what you want to start thinking through with your reputation. And that's why it's so important to point 1, why you need to get feedback from everyone else around you. To get that real-time feedback on who you are as an individual, that really helps you build real reputation. So when you need a favor, when you need something, like for me it was subscribe to my YouTube channel, please, a lot of people raised their hand and said, okay, I'll help Brandon because he has reputation in that area. And as long as you're consistent with your actions, you'll make some mistakes along the way. That's totally cool. But as long as you're trying your best to maintain it, I think you'll be able to build something incredible and have an amazing team to help you achieve any dream or reality you have. Remember, reputation is not what people say in the room when you're listening. It is precisely what they say when you're not there. So when you think about how you want to show up in the world, understand who you are, who you want to be, what dreams you want to accomplish, so that it's much easier for you to ask for help, to help other people, and to share who you are with the world, like so many amazing brands, companies, and personal brands do on a daily basis. And if you do that, I promise you, sharing your ideas will be way too easy. As always, if you enjoyed this week's episode of Master Talk, be sure to smash that like button and subscribe to the YouTube channel as well to see more videos like this. And if you know anyone with a bad reputation, actually don't send them this video, but if you know someone with a great reputation, be sure to send them this so that they'll be one step closer to refining it along the way. Take care, everyone.